That's all. Okay, so we'll open the meeting at 7:07. Yeah. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yes, there's not a lot.
Yep.
No, not a lot of us.
We'll just say to the people who are here, that it's a Zoom meeting, there's a
Yeah,
camera
right.
on.
Yeah.
Right? If anybody doesn't want to be on camera, please put your hand up.
Is everybody fine with the
Everybody
Zoom?
right with that?
Yeah, everyone fine with the Zoom?
If anybody doesn't want their voice heard, put your hand up. You don't. Oh, well, it's pretty easy. I just turn the camera slightly that way.
I know.
You're out of shot. Okay, all right.
I'm just joking.
And the other thing is it's being recorded,
Right.
right? So that
Yeah.
we can put it on the Facebook page. People have a look at what's happening in the meeting. Right.
Just like to, and while we're on to that, I'd just like to thank Jed and Neil, who was coming tonight but has come down with COVID. They're the ones that have set this up, and they will be online for help if
Yeah.
needed. If anyone needs any help setting up their Zoom at home, if you can get in touch with yourself or Neil, is that correct?
Yeah, myself and Neil.
Yeah,
or
and they will
Vicky.
help you talk it through, because I needed help. You did help me. Okay, now we'll start with apologies. We've got Sue and Stan Corbett sent their apologies, and Matthew Bullowell. Okay. Is there any new attendees or residents that's not been to a previous meeting? Can you like to stand up and just introduce yourself?
My name is Belinda Chang from number 35, and I'm Jenny from number 35.
Welcome. There is usually a few more people here than this, but we just find that when the weather is bad,
Oh,
they
this is cozy.
hesitate. Okay, now in front of you, you'll see the previous minutes.
Oh, it's in there.
Anybody? Yeah.
Oh, no,
I think there's nothing passed out, it should be on one of the chairs, yeah. So the previous minutes, we didn't have a meeting in April, so the minutes are from March, which has the financial reporting. I've got the April reporting, financial report here, but the March report is in with the findings. And the petty cash reports, then that's all from March. So you can look through it now if anyone's got any questions about it that you want asking. Yeah. Otherwise, if yeah, I've got to do that. I've got it in time. So if someone would like to pass that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Second it? Okay. Okay, well, right, the Treasurer's report for April. The money out was for the face painting for the car show, which was $780, and the animal farm, which was $900. So the total out was $1,680. We had a donation from the ice cream bag of $150. That leaves us at a total of $5,353.54. Now, we also have, I've got a very small put down version of the house country show, which went really, really well. We actually, Neighbourhood Watch actually made a profit of $2,330 on the day, which is really, really good. So, yes.
I mentioned something, just a little issue, doesn't really matter. It's a surplus, not a profit, a non-profit organisation. It's a surplus, not a profit.
Oh, there's always.
No. Don't want to pay tax on it.
So we
do you?
made, oh no, we had a surplus. Yeah, $2,330. Did anybody go to the motor show and the markets? What did you think about it? First time? Yeah, it was pretty good turnout. We had about 35 cars registered, and at one stage we had 50 cars there. So it turned out really well. We're supposed to have a police checkman here. Which way did you come, Tim? Stapleton Road, near that that way at all?
I came from Park Ridge, so we're not Mount Lindsay. and
Oh, right, because there's a big accident, Stapleton Road, Forest, Johnson Road, and I think Damien, because Damien was supposed to be here, so there's probably a good reason that it's not. So at this time, we don't have a police report, because as I say, Damien was going to be here, but we will get that and it will be in the newsletter.
Yeah, the car had to fall on the other side.
Yeah, it doesn't look very good.
It's still all up
Yeah,
there.
my
Yeah,
wife was
it's
thinking, I was going to go to the bed, had to go around, you know,
Yeah.
to let her through there.
What else? Oh, while we're doing finances now, Tim's here. We've not got the money yet, but we've been granted a community benefit fund of $884.70, which we put in for so we can buy new tables. As we hide the tables and chairs out, the tables need replacing. So we'll be able to go out and buy 15 tables. Thank you, Tim.
No worries.
They all went out on the weekend.
Yeah, so we get quite a little bit of money. Isn't it? We only charge $2 a table and $1 a chair. But it brings quite a few $100 in over the year.
I think all the chairs are out this week.
Yeah, so, anyone got any questions about anything we've mentioned at the moment? No? Okay. What's going on with Neighbourhood Watch? At the moment, Connor is in the middle of doing the business directory. So that should be ready in the next, what, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Connor's got a lot on his mind at the moment, hasn't he, Mitch? So it is in the process. Mitch got a lot of information off the Facebook pages. We've had people messages us, and Connor is putting it all together, and it will be easy to find on the Neighbourhood Watch website as well. It's a bit hard at the moment, but we'll be able to see that. It's all local businesses. So that was that. As you can see, the Zoom meeting is Jeff and another gentleman, Neil. People have been saying they want the Zoom meeting because they can't get out. So we'll give it a try for a couple of meetings and see how it goes. And see if we have the attendance. How many is the many people on at the moment?
1, 2, 3, 4 people.
4 people.
Hmm.
Oh, that's not too bad for this first time. And as I say, Jeff's going to be, and Neil is going to be available to give anybody help if you need any help setting up on their computers. Cameras are up and running properly now, aren't they, Tim?
2 of them only.
2 of them.
Which two?
One's on this end.
You're not gonna tell us.
It's okay, Tim's going to get up in a bit to talk anyway, so he'll be able to buzz in on all that. But the way things look, I mean, we had that bad accident last week and now another one this week. Cameras might come in handy. Jeff has actually been to the control station and looked at them, haven't you?
Do I have to give, I've already written a report about.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you actually went and saw.
Oh, I went to the
them.
control center, yeah, sorry.
And I
I'm
think-
hard of hearing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think anybody can anyone make an appointment? Can anybody make an appointment to go and see them?
Well, basically, yes, they used to run what's called education sessions. But according to the guy that's there, they haven't done one of them for ages. And when I rang up, he said I can do a one-on-one, right? So if you want to go have a look at it, you can have a look at it. The only thing is they can't actually show you what's
No.
on the Forestdale cameras. Right?
Okay, that's fair enough.
Right.
Sue and Stan Corby actually got in touch with us just before we come out. They send their apologies, so their report will also be in the newsletter. We've not got that tonight. Can't go down very well at the moment.
I think the spraying is everyone away.
One thing that I'm asking is, Neighbourhood Watch needs a few ideas from people what they would like Neighbourhood Watch to do. I'm not on about the dates and the parties and the barbecues. I'm on about what speakers you want, if you need any help. We've had talks before on snakes, we've had fire and prevention people, we've had septic tanks. If anybody's got any suggestions whatsoever from a speaker that we would like to get in, Yes.
So on that, yeah, council's got all these experts in many fields, council-related things. So if anyone has any questions, I could try and arrange to have someone trusted us. We've got the planning scheme amendment coming out. So it won't affect Forestdale from what I can tell at all, because you're 1 acre lots minimum, and that's how it is. And you've all got septic tanks, so that's very difficult to make it anything. But yeah, there's things like that. The parks, I was thinking maybe I could try and get the parks going, because there's been a whole lot of questions about mowing and whatnot. And now when we've got this trail study coming out soonish, that we'll have someone who's an expert on that.
Maybe
too.
that's what we'll make
Well,
our
Greg's on the fence. If we missed out on, I'll text Nick and say, can you grab me a bag?
and
I'll give you a very hard bag.
that would be good.
But
Well, that's one from
it'd be good though to have a big crowd like we had with the snake people.
Oh, no,
Yeah, well, I knew as soon as it started raining,
that's all the technology. I'm getting distracted.
all the time. Yeah, you know, yeah, so we can't, as long as it's not raining, we're fine. Okay, so can we hand it over to you now, Tim, please? Please.
So-
Yeah, come up here, yes.
So before I forget, I've got a bit of stuff here if people want some books and stuff that people could have had that they hadn't taken at the, you know, that box of stuff you gave me back. So some like recipe books and whatnot.
Distracting.
The email I got about that.
He's looking at his phone.
On the councillor Tim Fraser, so the councillor in this area, elected a little bit over 2 years ago now, so council related, I'm the one you got to contact, I guess. So Division 7 at Logan.q.
No.
If anyone can remember that, otherwise, yeah.
It's always on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm always
Yeah.
saying things. So regarding the cameras, yeah, so actually it's a while ago we discussed having cameras along Johnson Road, preferably at every intersection. But that wasn't possible. The one at Paradise Road on this street was not possible because of things under the ground and that. So, and then obviously as well, that Johnson Road is a joint road too with Brisbane and Logan, so we don't install Logan things on the Brisbane side. And I'm pretty sure you couldn't do too much on the Brisbane side anyway, but as it is, we've got 4 cameras, so two on the western side, so at Dickman and Stapleton, and then one at Forestdale Drive, and the one on Johnson Road, more or less opposite Westlands Court, that is like a transmitter one, we'll say, so it wasn't necessary except for the fact that if you want the cameras to talk to our system, it was required to be there to give a reliable transmission point. So yeah, so having a number of poles dotted around the place helps the whole system, I guess. So I guess if my colleague who's a greenback wanted one, it might help her out on the other side of the army camp, but it just depends though, that they can do an analysis and things like that. So regarding the cameras, so the 2 cameras on this eastern side are operational, and I was told that Energex will be powering up the other 2 cameras on the western side early May, so it might even be done now. But yeah, I normally get told a few days afterwards because it gets powered up. They got to mess with it and make sure that it works, I guess. Just how embarrassment if they say, hey, it's working, Tim, and then they go, oh, sorry, we've got to stuff around with it for another week or 2. So yeah, it should be done soon anyway. So yeah, it is helpful for many things, traffic monitoring and things like that. The cameras apparently have license plate recognition technology, so say a car's stolen and it drives down Johnson Road, it'll pick it up. And I'm not sure, I haven't been shown anyway, but it might alert them or it might not, but I guess it just goes into a database and it can recognise stolen vehicles and whatnot anyway, or vehicles of interest. So in general, that's a good general term, I think. So yeah, that's with the cameras. So on Tuesday last week, I went for a walk with one of your residents who lived on the street. I wasn't quite. Over an hour on the around all the trails to the west of Forestdale Drive too. So we went around the lake and stuff like that. So on this side and on the other side, looked at a few things, so disappointed that you've got a few bridges and that, they've got huge washouts, they haven't been fixed yet, so that was end of February, I believe.
So
But
you reported that.
yeah, so I'm asking what's going on, but I do keep getting told that, you know, this isn't the only place that got damaged, so there's places that were underwater.
Submit it.
Unfortunate, so they're still working on all those little things like that. I've asked as well why, because really some of it, you know, it is going to be tough to get access to as well, because they'd have to have one of those little windows or something. Who knows? I'll anyway, hopefully I can report back. You know, but even the gates being shut, so at the entrance, or both entrances to the lake, the gates are shut. So, and people can still walk around, but I know people with prams, I've got a pram, if they're too wide, they're a pain, so you'd have to probably lift them over the fence or something. So I'm not sure why they're shut. We did ask about it last time, 2 months ago. So
Yes.
yeah, it's a bit disappointing that it's still shut, but you know, they've probably got some reason anyway, but you'd think they would have stuck up signage to say what the real reason is, because the sign on the gate says gates shut when it's flooded, and it's, well, it might be flooded now, but it wasn't a week ago.
So,
Yeah.
is it, how did you find it when we went down?
First lake, like it's all the boards are pretty much updated. Some need to be replaced. But like when they did up the second lake, that new bridge going over the little creek, that was a really good job.
Yeah.
Like the only thing probably wrong with the caps, they're up from trying to break it or pull it out.
Yeah, that's what the resident brought up with me, that kids get scissors or something and
Yeah.
stab them, and there's actually on the actual grade itself, there's steps, so for safety, I guess. Anyway, one's been busted off and burnt, so that the actual fiberglass grate actually is, yeah, you can see it's on an angle and it's got all the fibers hanging out. Someone's burnt it, and that's pretty rare in this area.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's very, it wouldn't have been anyone from Forestdale.
no.
So what about the park on Lincoln Green, when's that getting started, you know?
So we've still got to try and get the updated master plan. So
That would be.
for those who don't know, we showed it to you guys
Yeah,
at the start of the year, I think, February-ish, wasn't it, the meeting?
When was it?
January, late January.
You and
something
Mitch
like that.
went, yeah.
Yeah.
You and Mitch, when you went to the park today,
With the parks
Lincoln
people,
Green and parks people.
and it was raining that day too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was raining.
Yeah. So so they're updating that now. So we're discussing where to move things, I guess.
So when that blueprint's done, they will show it, will they show?
Oh
it?
yeah. I'll bring it in.
So we could make that at a meeting, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Make that at a meeting, so
Yeah.
that if anyone wants to see it.
And saying that might even come out when the trail study comes out too. So
Yeah.
we could
We could
knock over
advertise.
two things like that.
Yeah,
So,
that would be good.
and maybe someone could come out too to chat. So that mightn't work out too bad at all. Eh?
Yeah, no, that would be good if we could do that.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that would be interested in anything else that may be tinkering around with speakers on anything?
Just wanted to Stapleton Road, just past the nursery there. That road's been washed, half the road they washed away.
Yeah.
That road.
That's something, yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, that
something.
hasn't been fixed yet either. I asked about that, but
I drove through there.
Yeah.
Thanks, there, son.
yeah, I was a bit disappointed because it looks like it's simple, but I'm guessing there's still a few more
They
roads. So,
have to put a proper pipe underneath with that now. But it's too good
yeah.
in that area.
Yeah, but there are some roads I still have heard that need fixing, so I'm guessing that they've got a hierarchy of what needs to be done or not. But yeah, it's still, every time I drive over it, I think, don't this going to get fixed? But it's
Not this week.
it's in their hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are on the go, I guess. Anyway, and it's still this flood event appears to be messing with everything around the whole city. So when things get done, they'll get done. But I'm starting to not be quite as patient, I guess, as I could be. But yeah, they can only do so much with what they can do.
Would anyone online have any, would anyone online have any questions?
Anybody online, hold on, any questions, if you either put up your hand or put on the chat. You'd like to type a message on the chat. Where was it? Valerie was saying something before. I don't know. I'll just switch on your microphone again. Do you want to say something, Valerie? No, obviously not. Okay. All right.
No?
No, haven't found anything. Not that you got yet. No hands gone up or anything. No.
Can they hear you?
Sorry.
Can they hear you? Is the volume on? Can they actually hear what's going on?
Yes, they can all hear what's going on. That's not. Of course they can.
Yes, it's not how they hear it.
I've just got two questions, or one statement, one question about the cameras. With the cameras, some people complained that there wasn't a camera at Paradise Road. When I went to the control centre, I spoke to the guy there. He said they've got a whole range of different cameras, but some of the cameras, and I don't know about the ones that we've got here in Forestdale, some of the cameras can pick up a number plate from 6 kilometres away.
What?
6 kilometres away.
Yeah, the one on top of the wine glass water tower, they can zoom in down the Mount Lindsay Highway and zoom into number plates. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think of these ones are, but
Oh, I'm not sure. My other issue, which I think is two things. It'd be really good if the cameras could be used to control the traffic lights, because we have big bank ups of traffic, right? And the lights just seem to change at the same sequence. I know that costs money, right, to set it up like that, but I'm told there's going to be a trial of that. I was told. Are you aware of that?
that's news to me. So it's
Okay,
good.
all right.
Yeah.
I was told by the guy at the thing, and he might be talking out of school, I don't know. But he said they'll do a trial on that, not necessarily in Forestdale, but somewhere.
Okay.
The other thing though, that my issue is that with the community, for the cameras, and they say, I asked, can the community can be streamed onto the internet so we can look from wherever we are, look at Johnson Road and see if there's a traffic jam and decide if you want to go or not. And the answer was no, because of privacy.
Yep.
But I've checked the privacy out, and if it's only a privacy issue if you can identify the people, identify the vehicles. If you can't identify the vehicle or people, which all they're going to do is just reduce the resolution, there's no reason why it couldn't be done.
Well, the thing is, they probably have to put a third camera on, like the TMR ones that are on the main road, so you can just sort of, in general, see a blue Ford Falcon or whatever, and that's it, and no number plates. But yeah, I can ask about that too.
I'm a computer technologist, and all I know is on the same camera, we can have a really clear one for one person, we can have a really blurred one for someone else.
Yeah.
The same camera.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can
just
ask
trying
about that, because that is an interesting question, I guess.
Okay.
And the thing is that a lot of the cameras I'm trying to do as well will be on main roads. So
Okay.
the next one should be Wembley Road and Roundspones Road. So just a bit down the road, and that'd be handy for a lot of people to know what traffic's like just up the road,
Okay.
So
Last question about the cameras. Someone already asked the other day. We had a couple of accidents just recently. Stapleton Road tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Forestdale Drive. And think we obviously I'm told what has to happen is you have to go to the police to get, if you're involved in an accident or something like that, and you want some, if you can't go straight to the council, it's got to go through the police.
well, the thing is, the police are the only ones that can do anything with the footage. If you do request footage, you can, but it'll be that heavily redacted. It will be absolutely useless for you. You know what I mean? So it's point, and the police, they're the ones who charge people. So if someone's done a hit and run, they'll go, oh look, this number plate, this car, and if there's any footage that shows faces and that, then yeah, happy days, they can work with it. But if they've got nothing, it's unfortunate. But for individuals, yeah, unfortunately, you get heavily redacted. So you just leave it in the police's hands and just be done with it.
Would the police look at them and decide who was at fault for them accidents?
I would think so, because if there's a bad enough accident or any accident at all, it'd be either a net driving charge or something if someone is negligent. So.
Okay.
Anyone, any more questions about anything?
Oh,
No?
I've got one thing
Yeah.
too. So yeah, with the federal election, the council has a thing called Stand Up for Logan, I think. So I don't know if you've seen some signage around that. So it's just making people be a bit mindful of the candidates and incumbents that may or may not be promising things for Logan, I suppose. So it's up to people just to be informed about what's being promised and what hasn't been promised, I guess. So it's just something that we're trying to advocate for the city in general. So.
And voting started today. We went and
Yeah,
voted
pre-poll,
today.
yeah.
It was really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Really easy.
Yeah. the Browns Plains across from Mega Meats or
Yeah, right, yeah, across the Mega Meats.
Yeah.
Very easily done.
There's one at Slacks, one at Bingley Showgrounds, one at
You said on the news that a lot of people have voted, actually started voting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the numbers were about 2/3 of people pre-polled rather than did it on polling day, the last two elections, so. And my election was a COVID one, so it was, after the first few days, that was it, we couldn't touch anyone or touch anything, we just had to have things on tables, so. I don't know if people remember that, that was a weird election, but yeah, it is what it is, eh?
What area is the unit set? How far does it go there?
So all of Forestdale, all of Hillcrest, all of Baronia Heights, Park Ridge on this side of the highway, all of Browns Plains and Regent's Park, it's got Scrubby Creek cutting through diagonally. So I've got all the creek and north. So yeah, behind the library and
What division? When they
that's Division 11.
If you look into the council, the catalog, will show you.
Yeah, it wasn't on.
Probably did look at it, but not that.
That wasn't on.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wondering because I mean they started that for my son who now you will bring down.
Yeah.
When they threw that there was actually the check-in the noise level. They're right near good next school.
Mm.
Wonder why they check in there.
Yeah.
Sunday too.
And news as well. I know people went to the event that was here a few weeks ago. Natalie, she's now the deputy mayor. So
Oh, is she?
yeah, so every year we have a revote for deputy mayor. So it's bloodless, we'll say. So no one's getting pushed out, so to speak. So she ended up getting more votes than the previous deputy mayor, who was also present. But it's sad for John, but it is what it is, and giving people a go isn't a bad thing either. Because next term it would be good to have, if we got a new mayor, which John wants to be actually, just so everyone knows, I'm pretty sure he's going to run for
Did
mayor.
you come to the temple 3 weeks ago, wasn't it now?
Easter Sunday.
Easter
Whenever
Sunday.
that was.
You
Which
didn't
one
come
is
to
it?
the temple for the, it was very, very good.
Mm.
It was the biggest, they was a bit worried because it was on Easter Sunday that the turnout wasn't going to be crushed up, but it was one of the biggest turnouts we've had.
Mm.
Water ceremony, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did that as well.
It
Yeah.
was a water ceremony, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. Did you come to that?
I heard it from my house, I don't know.
It was good. They put on a really good show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so.
good to support them.
Yeah, so we'll get on anyway. Everyone in council, we're doing budget as well, so we're all getting on with the job. So there's no need to be concerned about people not being deputy mayor anymore. It's part of politics, I guess, and having someone else have another go, it's not a bad thing as far as I'm concerned either. So I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just hope they're not doing okay for what they're doing at the moment. Accuse each other.
Yeah.
Picking on each other.
And keep in mind too that we're not on sides, so it's just team council. It's not not like different political sides or anything. Even some of us are, but I don't mind. Like conservatives, progressives, doesn't matter. We all get on well and we all make the right decisions for everyone. So
Okay, so if you can, do you think perhaps would be, our next meeting is the 6th of June here at the temple. Is that too soon for Park?
I can ask, because
Can you
I did
let
ask.
us know?
Yeah, I did ask for already in advance just to see if they
Yeah.
could get someone out. But Monday nights isn't too bad, I guess. But if it was going to be tonight,
We'll
it'd
try
be
and put
super
that
short
in the
notice.
newsletter. Because you'll have a report from the newsletter anyway.
Yeah.
So if we can do that, that's what we'll do for the next meeting about the parks in the area.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Anything, have you got anything to raise? Do you? No? Anybody? No? Are you good?
Oh,
Nothing else?
I'm seeing if you want some stuff.
There's a lot of, I picked up a big bag of stuff from the police on Friday, which we put in these red bags. We put a few of your bags in there as well, Tim. If you don't mind, if you can take a few and just hand them out to your neighbours, it's the only way we can pass them around. So if you don't mind, if you take as many as you want, but if you can pass them out to your neighbours. That would be really, there's some really good information on safety, which is basically what Neighbourhood Watch is supposed to be about security at home in the car, personal safety, accidents, and there's a metal metal plaque. I've not got one here, you've got them in the bag, which if you can put it on your letterbox, they're supposed to be screwed on your letterbox. And what they're for is basically is to say, if a child, we was always taught, if a child was feeling threatened, walking down the street or the road on their own, if they saw a house with a platform, they knew it was safe to go to that house for any reason whatsoever. So if you can put the plaques on your letterbox, and as I say, there's numbers in there, there's magnets, key rings, it would be great. But if you could take a few with you and just give them out to your neighbours, that would be fabulous if you can do that. That would make it easier. Bingo. These were given to us by council as well. It's little games for kids, which are bingo games and things like this. Otherwise, we get stuck with all this information, which is really good, and we've got boxes and boxes of it. And unless you take it to give it out, they end up collecting dust. What does go really well? Tim's bags at the car show went very, very well. They had kids' games in them, they had pens, everyone was pens, and everything, and they just went, boom. Like, the reason the ones I gave you back didn't go is because we'd already had heaps and heaps from before that was given out at previous meetings. But I don't think these ladies have got any of them. But the pens and that all would go really well.
Did everyone get my newsletter in the mail, like a month or so ago, really?
I'm not.
It was like,
No.
got one now.
No, I didn't get that. Did you get that?
It would have been with your junk mail, though.
Oh, we
probably,
don't
so
get your mail.
Well, you don't know,
Yeah.
right, you see all the junk mail on the lawn on the road.
Hmm.
But they only do a bit and then.
Yeah, we've not had junk mail for a long time. No,
Yeah, not the dog,
You get your mail?
only, but the only first, I'll say 10 or 15 properties, the one in front, and that's it. No one else gets it.
Pardon? No, we don't.
No, we
No,
don't.
we don't.
We just don't get it.
No, where do you live? What uniform is that?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's from Abbey to.
yeah, because we just
Chase,
before,
there is-
we just before had it on Forestdale Drive, we get nothing at all.
No, it's up.
I'll pass mine on to you, okay?
I love junk mail.
I see why.
I love junk mail.
That's where I can speak.
Okay, well, we'll call the meeting closed, if nothing else, so it's 7:40. And as I said, the next meeting is the 6th of June, 7 o'clock here, and we will try to Zoom meeting again, and if anyone needs any help, it'll be available online.
Was there only just the four? Was there only just the four?
No, I got another one from the.
Just one thing I'll just say is the meeting's been recorded, so if anybody, and recording I'll put up onto YouTube or something like that,
Yeah.
and then put it onto the Facebook page. And who runs the Forestdale website? You, okay?
Not the community page, only the Neighbourhood Watch page.
This is on the secret side.
I can put it on there as well that way, because if you put it on Facebook, eventually it dies away.
Yeah,
But if you put it on the,
If you put the community, I find more people on the community page. I do put it on both.
Yeah.
But I find there's more people on the community page.
but isn't there a Facebook website? Sorry,
I've got
a
Neighbourhood Watch. Yeah,
Forestdale website,
yeah, I do the Forestdale Neighbourhood Watch.
website as well.
Yes,
Okay,
that isn't a private, that is a public.
a public one.
Yes, nobody can put on it. I can put on it. You can put on it, can't you?
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It goes out.
Well, if I send you the link, the link goes onto the Facebook one, it's also put on the,
Send it to Connor.
He's the tech.
Connor, will you give me the information? Send it to Connor.
okay, all right. Okay,
I
how
have
we
to show
going?
how to do Zoom.
Oh, put my phone in there, 6 of you.
Whoops.
Okay. It's leading up to our wedding, it's the Monday of our wedding week.
It's all been pretty much.
It's getting pens out.
I want some more things.
I want to see the recipes.
You've got the recipe book there.
Right.
I've not seen it.
So, sorry, Liz, that is, would we finish the meeting?
Yes.
Finishes, the meeting's finished, so I'll stop the recording, but I'll keep the camera going, the thing going, all right?
You've
Anybody
got
wants-
people for Zoom, you've got people please. We're coming in on Zoom.
Sorry, what was that?
Just want to.
We ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people.
Oh, right, really good.
We can get that. We can get those.
Yeah.